It was a welcome banquet to honor the guest, but the heir was not present. Instead, his younger brother, Prince Zeno, stood in his place. Zeno was loud, boastful, and dripping with perfume. He bragged about his hunting skills, his private ships, and the women who threw themselves at him. Soma loved it while Layla played along. The real heir arrived later, not during the grand feast or the sword-dancing ceremony. He arrived in the quiet of the third morning, dressed in a dark embroidered robe and no jewelry. When Kiara was in the garden watching the sisters as they and other young ladies flaunt themselves around Prince Zeno, she felt the air changed when the heir entered the garden. He moved with the calm weight of someone who didn't need to prove himself. Unlike Zeno, who shouted, the heir listened. Where Zeno flashed his teeth, the heir offered a thoughtful nod. His eyes swept over the gathered nobles, the servants, the guards. And then they paused on Kiara. Just for a second, Kiara's spine tensed because he looked at her as if he could see through her mask. But then, he moved his eyes away from her. Kiara shoved the weird light feeling in her chest deep into the pit of her stomach. She was not here for sentiments. She was bent on doing her job and focusing on the perfect time to strike back at the woman who destroyed her family. A banquet was held to welcome the return of the heir. The banquet was loud with laughter and song. Golden goblets clinked against the golden tables. Harps played, and hundreds of princesses shimmered beneath candlelight like gemstones spilled across a velvet table. The heir sat at the head of the room, bored out of his mind. He wore a loose navy robe embroidered with falcons, and bore the quiet exhaustion of a man used to pretending. Women leaned in close to him, flashing smiles and curling their voices into honeyed phrases. He nodded politely, sipped his wine, and felt nothing. Until he saw Kiara again, not seated among the guests, but standing near a pillar, behind the Igbedidi sisters with her face masked and her shoulders square. She didn't eat, speak, or shift her weight once. Her silence was louder than the noise in the entire hall. Verbin's gaze lingered as he wondered who she was. Later that night, when the halls grew quiet, and the oil lamps were lowered, Verbin called for his most trusted servant. "Who is she?"